Assalamu alaikum. Our lecture today is about demand. Any market consists of two main players. Demand side and supply side. Demand side represented by the buyers of the commodity, and the supply side is represented by the producers and suppliers of the commodity. When we are going to talk about demand, we are going to assume that consumers of commodity have number of assumptions. Number one, they are maximizers. Number two, they are rational. And number three, they are competitive. What's meant by these three assumptions? Let's take an example in order to understand it more clearly. This is Google. Google is a consumer. Number one, she is a maximizer, which means she would like to maximize her own satisfaction from consuming any commodity. Which means she would like to get the highest benefit with a reasonable price. She is rational, which means she is going to buy the products as she can get benefit, which means that she is not going to pay any money without receiving benefit from this commodity. And number three, competitive, which means that she is going to compete with any other one who is going to get her own commodity. So when we are going to study the demand side of the product, of the market, we are going to assume that consumers are maximizers, rational, and competitive. Now let's start with demand. What's meant by demand or law of demand? Law of demand states that there is a negative relationship between price and the quantity demanded. Other things being equal or constant, or in another words, ceteris paribus. This means that the negative relationship between price and the quantity demanded is going to hold if all other factors are constant. So, in this case, if price of a commodity is going to increase, quantity demanded of this product is going to decrease. relationship can be represented by different ways. But before explaining it using various ways, we would like to know why. Why, if price of a commodity is going to increase, quantity demanded will decrease and vice versa. This is due to two main factors: income effect and substitution effect. What's meant by income effect and substitution effect? Let's start with substitution. If there are two different commodities, say for example coffee and tea, if price of coffee decreases and the price of tea is constant, there isn't any change in the price of tea, and we would like to study the demand or the quantity demanded of coffee. In this case, quantity demanded of coffee is going to increase as people are going to substitute tea, so quantity demanded for tea is going to decrease for coffee. This is known as substitution effect. So again, substitution effect means that you are going to shift your demand from tea, although there isn't any change in the price of tea, to demand more coffee as price of coffee is going to decrease. What about income effect? As price of coffee decrease, the purchasing power of your money income is going to increase. Which means that you can buy more units of this product with a given amount of money. And this is known as income effect. So according to demand law, as price increase, quantity demanded is going to decrease and vice versa due to substitution effect, as people are going to substitute one commodity for another, and due to income effect, as the purchasing power of money is going to change. Law of demand can be represented by words or using demand schedule, which shows the units of a good or service that the individual is willing and able to buy. At each price level. So here there are two main components for any quantity demanded or for the demand: willingness, you would like to buy this product, and ability, you have enough money to buy this product. So we can represent this using this schedule. This is demand schedule. shows the quantity or number of units demanded or people are willing and able to buy at each price level. It also illustrates that as price increases from 0 to 2, quantity demanded decreases from 900 to 800, which shows the negative relationship between the price and the quantity demanded, represented by the law of demand. Also, we can represent this represented graphically using demand curve. Always we are going to keep quantity demanded on the x-axis and the price on the y-axis. When price equals 0, it's 900. When it is 2, it's 800. For 700, etc. And this is the demand curve. Don't forget to write name of the curve, what will be on the x-axis and on the y-axis, in order not to neglect your answer in the exam. Method number 4 to illustrate the law of demand is using a mathematical notation or the mathematical form, and this is known as demand function. Demand function can be written as QD, which is quantity demanded, equals A minus PP, where QD is quantity demanded and B is the price level. A is the intercept, which is value of QD when price equals 0. And B is the slope, which is a change in QD due to change in price by 1 unit. And the negative sign stands for the negative relationship between price and the quantity demanded. So returning back to our previous example, if you would like to find the demand function for this demand schedule, so it's QD equals, as we said, A is the value of QD when price equals 0. So when price equals 0, QD is 900. So A is 900 minus, we have to calculate the slope, which is a change in quantity demanded due to change in price. So it is 800 minus 900 divided by 2 minus 0. It's 100 divided by 2, which is 50. So it is 50 B. So now if you are going to substitute in this equation using any price, you are going to get the equivalent quantity. Say for example 6. If the price is 6, it's 6 multiplied by 50, it's 300. 900 minus 300 is 600. So when price is 6, the quantity is 600. This is true. When price is 6, quantity is 600. These are the 4 different methods in order to represent the law of demand using words, schedule, graphical, and mathematical. As we said in law of demand, ceteris paribus, or keep all other factors constant. What are the other factors that can affect demand? Number one, income. Here we have to differentiate between two different types of commodities, normal and the inferior. Inferior goods means low quality products. In case of normal goods, if income increase, demand is going to increase. While in case of inferior goods, if income increases, demand is going to decrease. This can be illustrated graphical as this is demand and this is income. We have to differentiate between three different types or levels of income. At very low income level, this commodity is going to be normal and the demand is going to be positive. This is low income. In case of middle class or middle income, it's going to be positive as well, and demand is going to increase. This is middle income, okay? In case of high income or very high income, this product is gonna be inferior for this category or this level of income. As a result, demand is going to be negatively related to income level. So the same product will be normal or inferior based on your own income level. Say, for example, if your income is 100, so a specific product, say for example طعمية, will be normal good. As your income increases from 100 to 150, so you are going to demand more of طعمية. But if your income increase from 100 to 100,000, you are not going to eat طعمية anymore. You are going to shift your demand for any other product. Or in other words, instead of eating طعمية every day, you are going to eat it just once or twice per week. Okay, so based on your money income, the commodity will be normal or inferior. Factor number 2. Price of related goods. Related goods can be can be substitutes or complements. Substitutes are gonna be used instead of each other. Say for example, tea and coffee. Tea and coffee are two different substitutes. while complements should be consumed together, such as tea and sugar, or motherboard and processor. In case of substitutes, if price of tea increase, demand for coffee is going to increase. So it is a positive relationship. If price of tea increases, people are not going to demand tea anymore and they are going to shift their demand for coffee. So demand for coffee is going to increase. While in case of complements, if price of tea increases, demand for sugar is going to decrease. As if price of tea increases, people are not going to buy tea and they are not going to buy sugar as well. So it is a negative relationship. Number 3, tastes, habits, and customs. If there is any change in taste or preferences for a specific product, so the demand for this product is going to increase. A change in population. If there is an increase in population, birth rates, so people are going to demand more commodities, so demand is going to increase, and vice versa. Number 5, seasonal factors. Say, for example, demand for coats in winter. So in winter, demand for coats is going to increase. While in summer, people are not going to demand coats anymore. Number 6, distribution of income. Say, for example, that the government is going to redistribute income between people in order to achieve more equality in distribution of income. So this is going to affect the demand for the luxury product, as the number of people who have the highest portion of income are going to decrease. Number 7, advertising. Advertising campaigns are one of the most important factors that are going to affect demand, as advertising will affect demand, will increase demand, especially for elastic products, as this will lead to convert them from elastic to be less elastic. So through advertising, you will feel that this product is a necessity. You cannot prevent yourself from using this commodity. And finally, factor number 8, which is government influences. The government can affect demand by imposing taxes on the consumers, or by giving subsidies, or even by laws. If the government make wearing seat belts compulsory, so the demand for this product is going to increase. So government policy or government actions will affect the demand for the product. If it is in favor of a specific product, so demand is going to increase, and vice versa. All these factors will cause a shift of the demand curve. What's the difference between the word shift and movement? This is demand curve. If we said that price of this product is going to increase from 10 to 15, so this means that we are going to move from point A to point B on the same line. So this is movement along the curve. But if any one of the factors mentioned before, income, price of other goods, government influences, any factor, there is a change in any one of them, this will cause a shift. If demand is going to increase, so demand curve is going to shift to the right. If it is going to decrease, so demand curve is going to shift to the left. So this is shift. So movement along the curve will occur only if price of the commodity is going to change. While shifts will occur if there is a change in any one of the factors affect demand. As we said that there is a negative relationship between price and the quantity demanded, but there are some exceptions for this case. Number one, goods that are demanded for their own price. Sometimes we would like to buy a product as we think that this product has high price because it's high quality product. Say for example, iPhone. I would like to buy iPhone, and as long as the price of this iPhone is going to increase, I am going to buy this product as well. I'm not going to decrease the quantity of these products. Number two, a further change in price. There is an increase in the price of a product, and you think that there is a more increase in the price of this commodity. As a result, you are going to demand more of this product even if the price is increasing. Number three, giving goods. In case of giving goods, there are special case of goods which are the demand for this product is going to decrease if their price decrease. Demand is going to decrease as price decrease, demand is going to decrease as well. This is the case of giving goods. This is the end of our lecture today. Thank you and see you next week.